Am I the arsehole for refusing to cover extra weekends so my ex can have time off with his girlfriend? Hello, welcome to YM Talks again. Chose this one, sort of resonate, as I'm a single mum. It's hard to get time off. Dealing with exes, never good either. Lots of different things you can sort of, maybe relate to, don't know. It just sounded like there was a lot to it, so here we go. I'll read it. Bit of a long one. We'll see how far we get through, shall we? My ex and I have been separated for nearly 2 years. We share a 2.5-year-old. He works shift work, so our parenting schedule has always been built around that. Our agreed arrangement is he has our son 2 out of every 3 weekends, plus either 2 mornings or 2 afternoons midweek, depending on his shifts. I'm a stay-at-home mom and recently started a small baking business to make ends meet, so I rely heavily on the weekends he has our son in order to work. Recently, I asked if he could have our son on 5 consecutive days so I could complete a driving crash course and take my driving test. He agreed and gave me dates. However, these dates created a gap in 2 consecutive weekends where he would not have our son at all. I questioned this as it deviated from our usual 2 to 3 weekend agreement. He said, "Well, that's the best I can do since I'm having him for your driving." I later found out the reason for the weekend gap was that he wanted child-free time to see his new girlfriend. He did not tell me this directly or ask if it was okay with covering extra weekends. He simply assumed I would. For context, I had already met his girlfriend at this point and there was no concern about her being around our son. I've made it clear I'm comfortable with him seeing her while he has our son, and he would still be able to maintain their relationship without giving up his agreed parenting time. I told him I was uncomfortable with this because I had to rely on weekends to work. When he previously covered extra childcare for his holidays or illness, I have never asked for time back. I don't think agreed parenting time should be reduced in order to prioritise seeing a partner, especially when alternative arrangements are possible. He now says I'm being unreasonable and unfair and that I should be flexible because he helped me with my driving. Am I the arsehole for refusing to cover the extra weekends and sticking to our agreed schedule? There's edits. We'll get to the edits in a minute. So far, absolutely. Come on, what more does she want? She's asked for extra time 5 days in a row. I've had 3 days in a row maximum? 4 days? And even then that was at a push. And I got constant phone calls every 2 seconds. And stuff like this pisses me off. Sorry. This is going to be a rant one, I can tell. Yeah, she's the arsehole. So far, anyways, there's edits, so we'll get through the edits. But how dare she? Yeah, it doesn't matter what she needed the 5 days off for, whether it was for work-related or personal time. She had 5 days child-free. He looked after the child. Everything's fine, and she still wants weekends off. It doesn't matter whether she needs work or not. She had the 5 days off, child-free. She managed to get that, and she still wants weekends as well. Is there no compromise? See, maybe there's just miscommunication between them. Maybe she's not completely the arsehole. Maybe there wasn't enough communication on both parts. But so what if he wants to have the weekend to spend with his girlfriend? He's just looked after the kid for 5 days. And if he sees the kid every 2-3 weeks or whatever it is, then, if the girlfriend's, so he can have the time with his girlfriend, see his time with the kid, which it sounds like he still sees his girlfriend then as well. So he has his time with his girlfriend and he has time with the kid. I'm trying to look on both sides here. So he has the best of both worlds. But yeah, if he wanted a special weekend with his girlfriend, I don't really see the problem if he's asking for it. Or even, it doesn't matter, you shouldn't have to ask for it. If she knows the girlfriend and the girlfriend's fine with the kid, then it doesn't matter what he does on the weekend. It's his time. That's his life. See, I'm trying to have a rant and not rant about my life. Because I'm finding it very annoying. Because I don't get weekends, see. I don't get evenings. I did do for a while. I never got 5 days, I'll tell you that. One night. And I would know about it, and I would hear about it for still now. So the fact that she gets this and she's just complaining because, he's done extra, went beyond, and she still wants extra. I find it really kind of takes the piss a bit. Anyway, that is my thoughts so far. Let's read the edits. This one's gotten me a bit angry. Edit. I've also helped him out loads. With holidays, change in schedule, and also illnesses. Again, they're helping each other out like he's helped her out with 5 days. What is the problem? But I wouldn't have expected him to cover extra days because I helped him. Okay. The issue I have is he demanded it and let me believe it was because he had to work. No discussion when it was to see his girlfriend. If he had come to me and asked for the weekend off to see her, would have been a different situation. Okay. Still not seeing a problem. It doesn't matter, it's his time. You know, if he's just looked after the kid for 5 days, he should have a weekend off, whether it's for work, see his girlfriend. He could be suntanning on a lounger with a cocktail in his hand by a pool. Doesn't matter. It's his weekend. Doesn't matter if he's working or not. You know, he helped her out. You shouldn't have to do everything. She's sounding a bit entitled. I think that's the word so far. That's the word that's sticking to my brain. Entitled. Anyway, edit. The issue is, I think she must have had a few bad comments because this is in capital letters. The issue isn't the weekend, full stop. It's the lack of asking, full stop. Back to tiny letters. I'm always happy to help whenever and adjust our days, in brackets, like I did when he took his girlfriend on holiday. The issue isn't he didn't ask and just assumed. I just want mutual respect. I love our son and hate not seeing him, but if I didn't have this business, I wouldn't be able to put food in our fridge. I'm working all night as it is and getting up with him in the morning just to make ends meet. Okay. I sort of see where she's coming from. So I'm going to go back to what I said before. Yes, I do believe in its entitlement, and I do believe that she's asking too much. Like, I know, okay, right, so she started a business, and she's trying to, you know, put food on the table, and obviously you want to get money for your kids, so you can have toys and whatever. Fair enough, yeah, that's fine. So this is what I said earlier, communication. She just assumed, she said herself, where is it? She said exactly herself. The issue is he didn't ask and just assumed. But she assumed herself. She assumed he would just do everything. So clearly, these two need to literally be like, look, if you can look after these 5 days, will you still do the weekends as well? Because I've got my business. Because it sounds like she's running herself ragged as well. If she's doing the business and she's working nights and she's obviously got the kid during the day, her only free time will probably be when he's in school. And starting a business is hard, you know, it takes a lot of time to start up a business. So I can imagine maybe that's why she's being a bit entitled in a way. Maybe she's just a bit burnt out and doing this post out frustration. But at the end of the day, I don't go against my rant. I still think she's asking way too much. Because at the end of the day, she's got a kid, she knows all this, she knows the times, she knows the agreed dates. She asked for some help, she got the help. And she still wanted more. So again, entitlement. As I said, it was his free time. It doesn't matter whether or not. It doesn't matter what he's doing. And, you know, I think, yeah, it's just not fair. She should be count her blessings that she's getting free time. As I said, I'm lucky if I get a night out. And then I have to pay for it for a year later because I never hear the end of it. Because every time, ever since, it's like, yeah, but I done this for you. You've had that night out. It's like, oh great, cheers. Hold that over my head. Anyway, comments. You're the arsehole if this is the one-time exchange. Him getting a weekend with his girlfriend in exchange for you getting 5 days in a row. There you go, exactly. She's just expecting too much. And there's a million comments, a whole, what's it called, like a subread of like everyone saying exactly the same thing and just agreeing and then taking the piss. You're the arsehole, his reason doesn't matter. Exactly. This isn't really an am I the arsehole question, it's an am I an idiot question. You need him to take these 5 days so you can get your driver's license. His condition of giving you those consecutive days so you can take an extra weekend, which is not unreasonable. If you refuse to take the extra weekend, he will refuse to give you the 5 days, and then you won't be able to get your driver's license. Exactly. He's helping you out. Be grateful. Stop being so entitled. Oh, people like this just do my head in. Just count your blessings. You know, you have a beautiful child. You actually have a schedule where he doesn't just click his fingers and show up like some people do. He actually has a schedule where it's even shift work, which is hard to work around, but he makes it so he has his 2 days during the week and he has his weekend every 2 to 3 weeks. What more can you ask for? Honestly. Am I wrong? Am I just looking too much into it because I'm angry about my life? Probably, yes. Actually, don't comment on that. But, yeah. What do you think? Do you think she's being too self-entitled, or do you think she's completely in the right? What are your thoughts? What are your comments? Because I'm going to stop ranting now. Thank you for listening. Bye.